pillows. Oh, praise the Messiah. Praise the King. Praise Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Let's make this phone brighter. Let's do that. That's, that's not it. That's not it. Oh, lighting. Relight. Relight on. Okay. Yeah. Oh, we turn the. Oh, we turn it off. Bloop. Okay. Let's not do that. All right. So, praise the Most High. Praise Jesus. Praise the King. Boy, when I tell you, I don't think people understand. Gold hit $100, bro. Or silver. I meant silver. Silver hit $100, bro. I can't even talk. I can't even think right. That sounds crazy. Never in like, I don't know. No time soon did I think it was gonna hit 100. Like, and then people are like speculating that silver's gonna drop to like a crazy low number. Like, they said silver is supposed to drop down to like $10. Bro, there's no way. There is no way. If silver dropped down to $10, which is not that's not a thing. But if it did, bro, when I tell you, I would probably sell a couple of my guns and everything else. Like, not everything, but I mean, there would be a lot of stuff I would sell. Like, legit. Like, see, I'm spending a check, like a whole check on silver, like off the bat. Cause yeah, uh, mm-mm. But the reason why it can't go that low, and just off this reason alone, is everything that we use, like all the electronics, all the AI, and all these things, right? All those things take silver. All those things like AI and all the computers and all that stuff, that takes silver. So people talking about silver is going to drop. I don't think silver will ever drop under $30 ever again. I don't, because it's such a high demand now, and this is why I've been telling people. I've been telling people for, I don't know, probably like five five no, not six, like 4 or 5 years. I've been telling people 4 or 5 years to buy silver. I've been telling people 4 or 5 years to buy silver because it's not, the price is not going to drop. And at that point, it was like 22, $21 an ounce. I was like, it's only going to go up. And plus, the way the economy was, it wasn't even the economy, it was the uncertainty. Because we had Biden in there. We didn't know if Trump was going to win. Take it however you want to take it, whatever the case is. It doesn't matter that Trump is in office right now. The Our economy is not stable enough. So I was telling people, since Biden, like Biden's first year, buy silver. Put silver away. I was telling people, buy silver and buy bullets. That's like um the safest thing that you can do, is, to me, is buy silver and bullets. Because see, bullets are always gonna, they're always gonna hold their value. Now, unless they get damaged or something like that, then that's something different. But if they don't get damaged, then you're fine. And I mean, that just comes down to like storage. Like, how are you storing them? And I went to the range and I had this big ammo box. I forgot the I don't know what the size. I think it's a 50 cal can. It's a bigger one, and it's a plastic one. Yeah, it's a plastic one, and I was I had just nine stocked away, like put away in there, and I was filling it up for probably like a year, probably like a year, and I put ammo ink in it and blazer, and I had the ammo in there probably for like 2 years, and I went out there and just for some reason just checked it, and the ammo was really really cold. So since then, like the last two times I was at that location, I grabbed I grabbed some out. I put it in a bag, and I was like, I'm gonna take it to the range. And I'm gonna shoot it and see if the cold temperature has affected the gunpowder at all. Yo, when I tell you that the ammo from 2 to 3 years ago is so much better, it is so much better. The ammo now is like it's like they're cheap. They're like not putting enough gunpowder in it, but I'm not saying that they're not putting enough gunpowder in it, but they're putting just enough in it. And yeah, man, I don't I'd say I would really think about that. Like that's another reason why I like going to pawn shops and buying bullets, because when you go to pawn shops and you buy bullets, you're buying old you're buying old ammo most likely. So when when Trump got in, right? When Trump got in, there was all this tariff and all this other stuff, right? But all all the ammo before him was not. They weren't tripping on tariffs. They weren't tripping on none of that stuff. So we were able to put the same amount of gunpowder in it, all that. Those rounds from 3 years ago shoot way better than the stuff now. Like I had a box of PMC and a box of Blazer, and I was shooting those because I was loading up magazines with one box. Now I just have like two magazines with just that one box, and I would shoot those and see how they shot because I would have I think each target was like six different things, but then I'm shooting like in between the targets just to see where my uh where my bullets are going. And new ammo that I bought like within like 6 months shot horrible. That ammo from 3 years ago shot amazing. And it's really got me thinking that if you have new ammo, you're gonna have an issue. I don't think it matters about well, it does matter about the quality of the ammo, but that's only defense rounds. So you're not gonna necessarily know your true shot because my guns are kind of picky. I'm starting to see that now as the price or not the price, but the quality of the ammo is changing. It's for sure because my guns could normally shoot anything and everything. They just spit it out. But now it seems like it's not digging nothing because that's like my 40. My 40 used to love 165 grain. It doesn't anymore. It only likes 180. It used to only shoot. My bad. Had a text message. My bad. But with the 40, it used to only shoot well, it only liked the round 40s, not the ones that are just like straight. The bullet had to be a curve, almost like a full metal, and not just like a straight, like a flat top. It didn't like nothing like flat top at all. And yeah, now my 40 just kind of shoots whatever, which is weird. The 180 grain is a for sure thing, but it is not like 165. Bro, now you want to start adjusting me. I thought you was at work, man. Don't mind me, don't mind me. But yeah, I mean, I think people really need to look into what to invest in, and I think people are confused, and people are kind of like, uh, because of the fact of gold and silver being so high, right? Because of that being so high, people are like, oh, I need to dump money into this. But bro, unless you put all the questions, G. Man, I'm getting all the questions tonight. Um, but yeah, I think people are confused on their yes, bro. Come on, man. But yeah, I think people are having a hard time knowing what to invest in. But if you didn't pay attention to the prices of ammo, like not ammo, but silver and gold, then you wouldn't understand the crazy price this is at. Like this is crazy because, like I said, I was buying silver at like 22 dollars, like $2 spot. Oh my man, bro, tripping. But yeah, no, yeah, I was buying silver at like $22, 23. Spot was like $2, so I'm spending like $25, $26 possibly for a round, which is cool. Like that's very very doable. And I mean, when you start looking at the price of gold, gold is nuts, bro. Like legit. Like uh All these dang questions, man. These questions could have been had way earlier. Uh, maybe not, but it don't matter. Like this, I don't know what this is. I know it's over a grand. Everything is over a grand. Like I'll tell you, once it gets to a point where we start hearing like people starting to get their chains snatched and all that other stuff, hey, it's coming off. It's coming off, bro. Cause I ain't got time. I ain't got time for somebody to try to steal, steal a chain off me and stuff like that. And it's just nah, bro. Nah, bro. And that's why I was telling people to invest in ammo, bro. Like ammunition, 100%. Because people, I don't know, man. People be acting stupid. Like I'm not saying y'all stupid, but people be acting stupid when you have right. We have we live in America, right? Almost everybody here has a gun. Let's just almost everybody here has a gun. 50%. Just think of half people having a gun. More than half of those people aren't going to have rounds past a certain point. Period. People will be having just like a box of rounds. Okay, so what happens when that box is gone? You have no more. Say you're a person that doesn't have a gun, but you have ammo for trade and barter. That is going to be a heavy currency. Like, yeah, that's what it's going to be. And silver, like, that's another thing that people don't think about with silver is when there's like questionable, like, water, you can put silver in the water, let it sit for a minute, and drink it. Like legit, you can do that with silver because it has like some kind of magical thing in it that you can that like actually like kills bacteria and stuff like that. That's where like the silver spoon comes from because it kills bacteria or it's something along those lines. But I mean, if you're not, yeah, I don't know. You just gotta be on it, man. Like that's the thing. You just gotta be on it, cause and then it could be anything too. Like me personally, I would say 22s. I would say 22s, nines, shotgun shells. I wouldn't do too many shotgun shells though, just because they're big. But at least a box or two of nines, um, 22s because they're light, little small boxes. Um, maybe some 45s. But I mean, if you don't have a gun, I would just stick to like 22s, nines, shotgun shells because you don't want to have a whole bunch, but you would like to have some. Um, and uh, that's like in my discovery and all these things, right? What I learned in just going to the range, just solely range, when you have boxes, boxes of ammo, and I'm just saying like two or three boxes of 45s, and three or four boxes of 40s. That is a lot of weight. That is a lot of weight. Like, like for real, that really is a lot of weight. That's like an extra like 20 pounds. maybe not 20 pounds, but close to. And yes, and then when you consider the weight of the gun or guns, that's gonna tack on more weight. And then you gotta think about carrying water. So you're talking about 100 rounds, 150 rounds, 45. Same with 40. Water and food. That is a lot of weight that you're not gonna want to carry. So in my discoveries, you're not gonna carry none of that. What you're going to carry is magazines. That's it. It's only gonna be magazines. I was talking I was talking to this dude about it. I was like, yeah, bro, no, that's out. Like all the ammo that you think you're gonna be doing, nah, bro, that is out. I mean, unless you got like a fortress somewhere or something like that. The carrying ammo, that's out. That will have to be for barter or something because, and that's like me. On my locations that I be at, like my little stations, if I have to flee, I'm taking magazines. I'm not taking nothing else. And, you know, at my locations, people know to go to those locations and get whatever when the time comes. Because I'm not getting it. I'm not after I get there and leave, I am not coming back. I am not coming back at all. Once we hit the mega location, oh yeah, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, diddly. Yeah, I'll tell you, the city's gonna be a kind of a mess. And you know, the thing is God has already said it. He will heal the land, bro. He'll heal the land, like just. I wonder how that would work on like just like a small like an island. I wouldn't want to be on an island though. Like real talk, I wouldn't want to be on an island because what like storms and all that. But I mean, America's kind of I don't know what we got going on, man. And the faith in God is completely out. That's what it seems like. It it seems like there wants to be a revival, but then there's like not like it's not. I'd be trying to understand, and that's the thing is I can't understand. Like there's no trying to understand because the world is such a terrible place, and just it's just a wicked place. And yeah, again, the rich young ruler. That story keeps going. It just keeps like being brought up, and with the rich young ruler, he was talking to Jesus, and God was like, "Go." Oh no, he had asked him something, and he was like, "I've been." He asked. I think he asked him, "Did he sin?" And he was like, "I've done everything." Like he was like, I've been good." Basically, I've been good since a child, and Jesus kind of looked at him and was like, "All right, go sell everything, give it to the poor, and then come back and follow me." He left and never came back. And it talks about the last will be first, and the first will be last. And I've been really trying to ponder on what that means. Like the first will be last, and the last will be first. That can be like so many different things. And like, is that on a money like parable, or is that like a person's like heart, but or is it something else? Because I think it's a heart posture, because you can have all the money and then like give, that doesn't mean anything. And people going people going to croak over, and they're finna, they're finna eventually see the pearly gates, and they're gonna be like, oh well, I deserve to be in there, like let me in there. I was talking about this earlier. Like I deserve to be in there. I should be in there. I was a good person. I was this and that. You're Just because you was a good person, that doesn't mean that you're gonna make it, and you don't just deserve heaven because you were good, bro. That terrifies me. Like to think of being in front of the Most High, right? To be in front of God and to be proud, like to be that proud, like having that much pride, and be like, I deserve to go in there because I did this and that. It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. Because what I think is, no, I don't. That's what scares. That's the part that scares me. That's what scares me the most. Is I think about this. Sweet. Yeah, that's the part that scares me the most. Is when I think about speaking to God, and like, I guess not really trying to get into heaven, but you know, like it's either you're coming up here, you're going down there. That terrifies me because I know I can't just go to heaven. I'm not worthy enough, and I know this. I'm not worthy enough to just be like, yeah, I deserve to be up there. That is a crazy level of pride to tell God that I deserve to be in heaven. What kind of pride is that? That is a crazy. That is something crazy. Nah, you can't just tell him I was a good person. I deserve to be up there. Nah, bro. Like, even with me believing in God, and being baptized, and you know attempting to follow Him, I still don't feel like I deserve it. Like, but I think that's a flesh issue. You know, I think that's uh, I think in certain places I still have a hard time like forgiving myself, but then I don't, because I'm like cool, like with most things, with most things I'm like cool. Um, like with things from my past, most things I'm like pretty good. But I mean, whenever I think about like going to heaven and being like, even thinking, can I come in, is like a no. Like, sounds horrible, but I mean, I know it's like Yes, I know my name is in the book of life. Yes, but am I gonna make it? Like, it is a crazy thought to me that that is a thing that people think about. I deserve to be in heaven because I was a good person. Our works does not get us to heaven, and just because we think is not right. That's what I'm saying. The level of pride is crazy. I wonder how many people are like gonna be up there, right? And it's gonna be like, it's gonna be just people just uh, probably not chilling, probably freaking out. Like, being honest, like being up, like everybody's dead and you're at the pearly gates and it's just people or whatever. People are going to be freaking out because you were either going or you are going. That's what's going to happen. You're either going to heaven or hell. People are freaking out up there, bro. Like, real talk. It's not going to be no. Now, there's going to be certain people where it's going to be like, "Oh yeah, I'm going walk with authority. I'm going to bend here. Yeah. I don't deserve it, but Jesus got me. What we doing, Lord?" Some people gonna be like that. Some people gonna walk with that authority and be all the way confident. I don't think I am. I don't think I am. I can't hold you. I can't hold you. I don't think I'm gonna be like that. Now there was a point in my life where I was like that, where I was driven. I mean, I don't like to say it like that now, but I know for sure back then it was a completely different. It was a completely different ball game. Um, and I noticed that too. Is I'm not wrestling with. I don't even want to say that. I ain't gonna say that. Yeah, I ain't gonna say that. But yeah. Oh, speaking of stuff. So the Mandela effects, right? So the Mandela effects was like freaking me out for like a long time. Like with the Pikachu tail and the Monopoly guy, and there's just so many things. The dang Sinbad movie, I think Shazam. That for sure was a movie. I don't care what nobody talk about. That was a movie. I remember watching it. It was my first time going to Annie Reed's house, and we was hanging out with her. I was hanging out with my cousins, her nephews, and we was watching that movie. I remember that movie. That movie is real. But when it comes down to the Mandela effects, it affects everything that's like in the world, right? But one thing that the Mandela effect has not touched is the Bible. Nothing in the Bible has changed. Why is that? Why can they not? Why can they mess with everything in the world, but they haven't tried? They haven't tried the Bible. That's uh, to me. That's weird because you guys are affecting everything else and trying to gaslight everybody and make people think that they're wrong about the Fruit of the Loom thing, the basket, all these, the Pikachu tail, bro. Pikachu had a black tail, bro. Like not the tail, but just the tip was black. There's so many things that the Mandela effects affects, and I know I'm not crazy. I know I'm not crazy. The there was this guy that be making videos, and he was talking about in the mirror when you're driving the side mirror outside. It says objects appear may appear closer in the mirror. It never said may. Never said may. I remember being a kid looking at the word may because it was capital. It was capital. Toy Story. Crazy Mandela effect. Woody said, I have a snake in my boot, or there's a snake in my boot. Boot. One boot. It says boots. I have a snake in my boots. What? Bro, that is like legit, like one of my favorite movies. Like, I got them tattooed on my fingers, man. Like, oh, you can't see it. But yeah, I got Buzz and Woody tattooed on my fingers, bro. You can't tell me that that's not a thing. That for sure, yeah. I don't know. But with the Mandela effects, it doesn't affect the Bible. No Mandela effect has said anything about the Bible. Not, oh, it's missing this. Oh, it's missing that. No, they do not touch the Bible. And what's it? I was watching a video earlier when I was at work while I was listening to it, and it was talking about how AI won't read like out loud the Genesis 2, and that's woman and man, and how things are supposed to be, because it doesn't fit the agenda, because they want everybody to be um, sweet. They want everybody to be sweet and not know who they're supposed to be and things like that. And then I was thinking about like Legion earlier in the Bible, and then like these people calling themselves they them and like being confused with like who they are. And Legion said we are, because we are many. And why do people want to go by they them? Like, that's my thing, is why would I need to find the they them. That's what I need. I need to do that. I don't need that, but I would like to meet a they them, so I can ask, what makes you a they them? Like, respectfully, like, not being funny, not saying you're crazy or anything. I just would like to know, because they and them is multiple people, and you are one, unless you have multiple personalities, which they need to bring psych wards back. That's what I believe. Because that's what they need. They need to bring back psych wards and have more addiction things. I think if we did that for, I don't know, maybe like 10 years, we'd be able to jumpstart America back. But so in my utopia, right? My utopia, there would be no more people getting caught with the drugs. If you got caught with drugs, whatever the amount of time you had with the drugs, you would either have to do that time in like getting sober, getting clean, or you would have jail time that was double the amount of time. But depending on who you were and your level of addiction would um, would affect all that. And that's just if you get caught with drugs. Because if people got in trouble for getting caught with drugs, they would not have drugs like that. Um, if you were high in public, oh yes, you are getting taken downtown. You're doing something, bro. Like yeah, you're gonna take that ride. You're gonna go to jail. You're gonna sit that day or two. You're gonna lose your dope because it's gonna be just on the street. Yes, all that. But in the people could go to jail, I guess, or they could go to the get clean part, whatever, and the get clean, like that type of place would be outside. It would be outside, kind of far away from cities, and it'd be fresh air. You would learn a trade. There would be some form of doctor there that would help you get on like Suboxone or something for a short amount of time. It wouldn't be a lifelong thing. You get on Suboxone for like a month maybe, just to help you kick it, and then you will begin to learn a life skill. So it's not, a crazy you getting beat over the head, you know, trying to get off drugs, and then you don't have a place and all that weird stuff. Like, I don't know, like I be having plans. I be thinking about stuff, and that's something I've been thinking about for a minute because I think that'd be the problem with America. If you have a person that's on drugs, get them off drugs, teach them a trade, but in all this time, they have to have a place where they don't have to worry about being kicked out. And then once they learn the trade, get them a job. Get them a job. And they don't necessarily have to have a job. But that's why it has to it has to be like that. It has to be them getting clean and then doing all those other things, because if they don't get clean and like have anything after they get clean, they're going to go back to the same thing. You have to give them a purpose. That's why most people do drugs, because they don't feel they have a purpose. That's why I did drugs. I didn't feel like I had a purpose. I was waiting for my daughter. I didn't have my daughter. I'm going to do drugs. Why not? I'm not doing nothing else. Now, I don't see how people have kids and don't do drugs. But some people are more selfish than others. I'm not tripping on that. It is what it is. I can't get down like that, but that's just me. I'm one person. Yeah, whatever the fuck you want. It is what it is. Um, yeah, man. I tell you, I just want to be happy. Um, and it's a really narrow road. This year has to be a lot of discipline for everybody. I think. I don't think it's just I don't think it's just us. I think everybody needs to build their discipline, because once it gets uh once it gets to a certain point, man, it's just gonna be at a certain point. Yeah, I ain't go to sleep. Something's gonna be rambling. Oh, let's say this again. So back in the day, to know if a woman was pregnant, they would draw the woman's blood, the pregnant woman, and inject a rabbit. If the rabbit died, the woman was pregnant. Crazy work. Never heard that a day in my life, but I guess this is a thing that like a lot of older people knew. I didn't know that. I don't know why I would know that, but I don't know why people wouldn't tell me this, because it sounds crazy. It sounds crazy, man. But yeah, praise the Most High, praise the King. Y'all have a good night.